We are racing here at Homestead as Ortega gets a good start. Will be able to clear down into turn one as Joshua Carey trying to run that outside and get clear of the 7 car of Pace and Lindsay on the inside. Will they hold each other back down the back straightaway? Not quite. They just single file in. That's a top 5. Goes single file down into turn 3. There goes Suarez for P2 as well. Here comes Carey to try and get back to the inside of Herklotz as Ronan Suarez looking to get up into second, maybe chase down Alexander Ortega. Very strong showing from the 31 car of Suarez, who had some misfortune last week out in Daytona, but now is looking to make up for that with this move on Pace and Lindsay on the inside. If you can get that run off the corner, though, a little bit loose, it looked like. Little movement in the wheel, but that run on the outside just too strong by the 7 car. You have to dive it in. Lindsay's hanging it on his door. Suarez sends it in, tries to wash Lindsay up the track. Will dive it, kind of arc it a bit low now, trying to get the drive out, and just doesn't come as a little update there as the battle for third, or the battle for fourth. Carey temporarily cleared as the battle for third begins to heat up now. Joshua Carey looking to the inside of Suarez. Suarez might have burnt up some of his tires early on trying to make the move on Pace and Lindsay. So now here comes Carey back, but here comes Herklotz on the inside. Kohler McGillen looking for the move into 5th. Will not be completed easily, though.
Yeah, I think Ronan did use up his stuff a little bit. I mean, he can always make it back. There's plenty of time left, but he's running others pretty tight here. It's pretty scary. See right there.
Contact.
Carey on the apron.
Contact.
Someone's leading.
Kohler McGillen gets the run to the inside of Pace and Lindsay.
Oh, and he's going to have probably a little bit of help from Brennan Schuett down the inside. Maybe a double pass coming for these Fords as Lindsay drifts up to the outside, tries to hang on to the momentum. Not going to happen. McGillen slides up, and into third goes the number 7 car of Kohler McGillen, and Brennan Schuett's coming in right in behind. As we have pitting this time from, I didn't hear...
Pitting Pace and Lindsay.
Pace and Lindsay, okay, so
Erdman.
yeah. So 7 car Pace and Lindsay realized they were losing too much time on these tires, and CJ Erdman will come in as well. So first call's been made.
You just have to be easy on your tires, and so these people who are
earlier.
Oh, yes, Schuett.
Schuett misses pit road.
That's huge. That's
wow. Having a good race as well, and one of those classic mistakes. I mean, it happens to the best of us.
We could be witnessing a bit of a tell right now as the gap did close. It was 3.3 tenths last time. Alexander Ortega decides it is enough as Carey went from being around a second behind
In the wall again.
Ortega. Carey has dropped that gap to a little over a 1/10.5, maybe less now. That might be under a 1/10. Carey might be able to, if he wants to put a little pressure on his teammate, dive it into turn 1 here, but I can't imagine under any circumstance you would want to do that. They might hit together. Yeah, pitting together, it sounds like. So here comes the 81 and the 28. Who is clean? Ortega had a little bit of a shake off the banking.
Ooh.
Missile right down to Carey. Well, just barely breaks enough, almost loses the car. Entering is Kohler McGillen, will follow in, and so does Jourdain White. Jourdain White also having a very quiet race, actually worked his way past CJ Clark. I think he would be in a net 7th position with where they're running, or no, in that 6th position where they're at right now. Now you have to work the entire race on getting up to Pace and Lindsay. Lindsay has
that's a huge gap.
Yeah, it might be well over 12 seconds-ish. Look at the difference. It's not so much that Ortega's gaining on exit. In fact, he's losing on exit. Look at the difference between these two entering the corner. It's so different as Lindsay does go to the bottom trying to block Ortega's lane. He slows up a bunch. That is
that's aggressive.
Definitely aggressive. I wonder if that wasn't an attempt to maybe check him up and not let him fully get away. I think
he's mirror driving.
100%. He tries to get down.
It's over. Look at that. Already clear.
You cannot defend that. Lindsay pits now.
Oh my God. Okay.
Don't speed.
Did he make it?
Lindsay now pits with a 2.2 second gap. It might be around 2.8 when he gets to the line. So as it stands, around a 3-second gain. So this could, in theory, work. But that last stint is going to be the most important stint Pace and Lindsay runs in this league right now. This is what you have to do to win in this league. You have to innovate. You have to create strategies to be better than others. Because if you can't beat someone on pace, do the next best thing. Beat them in the mind. Be better on strategy. Have the better tires, and that's exactly what we're seeing. On pace. Let's see. Oh, don't spin it.
Bruce. Well, tires are still cold, so I don't think that harmed his tires. But gotta be careful.
Definitely gives you a little scare. It kind of reminds you that, hey, just because you're trying the strategy doesn't mean you can pull it off with ease. You still got to be mindful of your tires even when you're pushing. Because actually, Kerry has brought that gap down, so it looks like history is repeating itself, but this time way earlier. It took 30 laps for Kerry to drop the gap to Ortega to this. It has now only taken 20 laps for Kerry to eat away at that gap.
They might be pitting. They pit on lap 43. And they're doing a 2-stopper, so
You'd be 86.
they might be pitting. Maybe lap 80.
Hang on, where are we expecting Payson to be right now? Because on the ticker,
I don't
he's a
know.
lap down.
He's turned.
No,
3.
yeah, he's still
right
lap
behind
down.
them actually.
But
I'm
he
staying
was a
behind
lap
Payson.
down before on the previous cycle. So it's all about if he's able. Is he able to gap them larger than he did gap them on the first run?
Over the course of this race, he has to gain to them. I think it's about 30. It's probably around 30-ish seconds you spend in the pit lane. As Ronan Suarez currently under attack from Jourdain White for, I believe this would be, this is for P4. So Jourdain White continuing to have a strong race, a silent one, but very strong race, now challenging for 4th, and I think he'll get that move done nice and easy. Yeah,
Great
Suarez
recovery
doesn't
from Ronan Suarez, considering how far he was dropping on the first few laps.
The first few laps could be considered torture for that number 31 car because after those front tires burnt off, there was nothing that you could have done. I think the right call is to just try and
Kerry to the lead.
Oh, okay, so Kerry not waiting around for Ortega any longer does take the lead, and now
they're
just a
catching
question of
Lindsay
will he
again.
hold it. Oh, man. Is this going to work out, or did Lindsay actually just throw the race away? Maybe burn stuff up too early. As I don't mean to be alarmed for the strategist side of things, but Payson Lindsay has come back.
Ortega pitting.
Oh, that is all right. So we'll see how much longer. I said it'd be around lap 86. They go 3 laps on each 40. So now they do. So Ortega, and I think that was McGillen, or no, that was okay. So Jourdain White comes in. I think that was McGillen also making the call to come in this time. And Kerry reacts quickly to the undercut. Ortega wants a little bit of a gap, I think, and he's gonna get it. I mean, 2.5 seconds maybe.
Oh, Payson Lindsay in the wall.
We'll see what the gap is when they
How's
come
it
out of
going
pit
today,
road.
Wolf?
There's Ortega. So Ortega, the undercut works perfectly for Alexander Ortega, who cedes himself back to the lead. As that's oh no, that's not what you want to see at all. Lindsay is not even a straightaway ahead.
So crazy how my tires.
A little bit of lack of race pace, obviously.
Payson Lindsay is in. Oh, sliding.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting to watch. It was a 40-something lap tire run for Lindsay last time on the last stint of tires. This was only
30 laps.
I think so.
Reckon on front. Reckon on front. Reckon on front.
Reckon on front.
That's my fault. That is my fault.
Oh, one car. Payson Lindsay. That's
2 laps.
Oh,
no, it's 2 cars.
2 lap calls, by the way.
So Payson Lindsay and Evan Lehman crashing.
For real?
What happened?
So Lindsay on the bottom lane
guys,
coming into the pits. Evan Lehman doesn't
I
know
got back in the field.
and just plows into the back. Lindsay's still trying to slow down. I feel like at that point you need to just gas it up.
No, I think he's done.
But pace car will come in. Lights are off. Alexander Ortega leads and continues to lead after dominating most of this race. Joshua Kerry had spurts of being in the lead a couple of times, but now it's going to be an all-out battle for the win. Alexander Ortega gets a great launch away. Ronan Suarez gets off well enough to get alongside Joshua Kerry. Track is fully shaded. Ortega leads here. He's got a pretty good gap. Kerry on the outside down into turn 2, and Ortega has just dropped the field.
An absolute rocket ship.
Everyone,
Interesting, all single file.
No one wants to fight too hard. They know what's at stake here. They know a win is possible. If you're in this top 5, you have the pace to go fight for the lead. And even if you're in 6th, Jordan White trying to fight for the win. Dylan Smith in 7th.
Oh!
CJ Clark trying to make the move on Ronan Suarez, but it's not going to hold. Not going to be able to have the front right grip there.
Though.
Yeah, he's going to have the cutback. Will he be able to go for the move? Switches.
There he goes.
Low down the back straightaway, looks the inside. Suarez kind of jumps to defend a little bit, but ends up giving him the line. Cuts down to the inside. He's going to wash both of them wash up just a tad as Carey's starting to pull away from these two. Suarez having to fight with CJ Clark for 3rd. The podium is on the line between those two, but Carey trying to chase down Alexander Ortega for the lead still. Will be a great recovery for Brendan Schuett, maybe being able to get the finish that he felt that he may have deserved before missing pit road. It's very similarly to where he was running. Dylan Smith also up here as well with Mike Jensen in 9th. Oh, there's contact between them. Multiple cars. Oh, man.
That's
There's smoke further up as well.
It looks like it was on White.
I'm so sorry, Brendan.
From
he's already apologizing.
Yeah, Jordan White.
Say what?
Just kind of comes up.
Hey,
Schuett holding
what
line.
was that? There was 2 destroyed cars in front of me. I was going to run straight into them unless you had just gone down the track to give me more space. I had to hit you or my race was done. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Ever heard of brakes? They're great tools.
Unfortunate for
No,
both of those cars.
There's
a bit of a disagreement.
down the top.
Pace car lights are off. Ortega leads on the inside. Carey on the outside. Suarez, CJ Clark, McGillen, Jensen, and Dylan Smith is your top 7. We are green flag, and there's a bit of wheel spin in the back. Cars checking up as Dylan Smith is not getting away well. CJ Erdman on the inside there on the bottom trying to look for 7th as Joshua Carey gets a much better restart than he did the first time. Going to look for the lead. Ronan Suarez in 3rd trying to get what he can off of this race. Joshua Carey
in the back.
there's a car off into the inside. The 38 spins. It's going to be a single car, no caution. Joshua Carey will be thankful at that, as this is the best restart he has gotten so far off of these cautions. He's got to put it to Ortega now.
Is Erdman on new tires?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he might get up to 3rd after this. Yeah, look at this. He's got the surge on entry. He's got the mid-corner speed.
No, Carey doesn't have much time to catch now.
Yeah, we're coming to
3 to go. Please not fight me. You guys are all a lap down to me.
Getting a little bit sketchy. Different lines we're seeing these
Carey
two.
arced it a lot.
Arced it a lot, and I think it's going to pay off. He's got the run here. Joshua Carey closing the gap. 2 to go here at Homestead. A little wall tap on entry. Ortega's got a mirror drive. He's got to protect this with his life if he wants to win this race. Carey with the pace advantage off of turn 2, trying to get whatever run he can as he's going to get in the draft here. He's going to try to duck to the inside. He's going to arc the corner just like he did a lap before. He'll sacrifice entry speed so he can get a better run off, and that's exactly what he's doing. He gets a slightly better run. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at Homestead. What does Joshua Carey have to go 2 in a row? Or will it be Ortega to ruin the party for the 81? Carey gets right up to him. This is all setting up to be a last lap move if Carey can pull it off and find the grip.
Last lap, last
versus
quarter.
28. Their teammates, they can't get too aggressive. Carey dives into the inside. Will he look for the move?
No.
As the dive bomb doesn't work. Carey. Ortega's slow on the bottom, a little shake of the wheel as Carey can't get the wheel off. Ortega wins at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Next time, please don't hold me up.
Good attempt from Carey.
I get it, but you are a down as well, okay?
First win of the season for Alexander Ortega. As for maybe multiple to come, I can imagine.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think it'll be the last time that we're saying that this season. Alexander Ortega looking to defend his title, and winning in race 2 is the best way to send a message that I'm still the standard of this championship. Ortega wins
fair retaliation
dominantly.